Hello, everybody. This is a broadcast from Bucharest, especially done for Mario Nafal, the great friend of our country, and of course, the great influencer on X. Today, we have the distinctive pleasure, or rather the distinct pleasure, to welcome HD Hartmann, the greatest analyst when it comes to foreign affairs from Bucharest. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Welcome back. I'm very happy to be here, and it is my first interview in English since I think 5 years or something like that.
Very good, sir. Yesterday, a very important member of the Trump administration, that is J.D. Vance, mentioned
the vice president
mentioned for the second time Romania as part of a problem which we currently see in the European Union, that is lack of respect for traditional democratic institutions, in particular for the right to vote. The presidential elections in Romania have been annulled or cancelled in December 2024. The question is, why do you think J.D. Vance felt the need to mention for the second time in a row Romania as a problem?
Well, that was my question as well when I heard, because I had on internet, you know, it was online, all the CPAC evening events were online. So suddenly I'm seeing the vice president taking the seat with that beautiful lady who interviewed him, and I just got the sound up and I said, okay, let's see what is the vice president saying. I knew that he's speaking for his internal media, for his people, right? Conservatives of America. That's why it's CPAC. So I wasn't expecting something for international dialogue. And suddenly I'm hearing Romania. And I said, wait a second. Are we again subject
of inquiry?
Example of inquiry? And are we again? What did we do again? That was my question. And I had to remind myself that I'm well informed. I said something triggered this second intervention. It's very abrasive and it's very direct for the United States, even for the Trump administration, for the revolutionary Trump administration we see each day, to speak about Romania, which is not Ukraine, which is not Israel, which is not Gaza, which is not
Yemen or
Houthi or whatever, international real issues for the United States. Romania, it's a small country.
Romania is not Taiwan.
Romania is not Taiwan. We cherish our freedoms and our liberties, and we think about ourselves as being a very calm country, a very peaceful country. We don't want to create problems to anybody, especially create problems for our strategic partner, because we forget all the time that aside European Union, aside NATO, Romania has a bilateral security agreement with the United States. It's the basis of what we are today. Who is attacking that bilateral relation is attacking the future of Romania. So I was wondering, why is J.D. Vance using Romania second time? And I thought, I don't know if I have the answer, but I thought as an analyst, I said, maybe it is because the president of the Constitutional Court, day before the second intervention of Vice President Vance, gave an interview, a river interview, a sea interview, huge, in a very small, unknown, with very few readers, media outlet, where he explained that his institution, the Constitutional Court of Romania, is assuming a role that it was never designed to have, as I'm calling it, the Iranian instance. You know that in Iran, millions of people are voting for their president. But the candidates need to be approved by a clerical
committee.
It's called something like the Committee for Defense of the Purity of the Muslim Values, Religion, or something like that, you know, which is an ideological, very clear. It's the instrument of the clerical dictatorship in Iran to censor the candidates for the presidency of Iran. If they allow you, if those clerics, Ayatollah, allow you to be the candidate, you can be. If not, you cannot be the candidate. And the president of the Romanian European, attention, Constitutional Court, and I repeat, Romania, European country, 2,500 years of history, is not born yesterday. We're not here since yesterday. Is announcing that they're assuming this role of
filtering,
censoring the candidates to the presidency in the name of a so-called, nobody knows, but a so-called democratic contract Romania supposedly signed with the world, with Martians, with Jupiterians, I don't know, with aliens, I have no idea with whom.
So you're suggesting...
So I'm suggesting that it was so blatant, the lie was so blatant of that president of the Constitutional Court trying to justify what they will do next. Because first we know they canceled the whole electoral process to elect the president of Romania. Now, the question is, will they allow the 9 judges, the members of the Constitutional Court of Romania, will they allow some or all of the candidates to be on the ballot?
Mario, especially Mario, because he knows that we are conducting this interview, asked me to ask you in return to discuss a bit the situation of these judges, clerical judges in Bucharest, not in Tehran, but in Bucharest.
No, in Bucharest.
They are political appointees. Maybe you can talk about, to some degree, about the, I would say, intellectual formation of Marian Enache, if there is any. What is his... if you can also tell us something about what is his political background, and how do they end up, these judges, 9 of them, basically, I would say, pre-deciding the whole political outcome of an important event, which is the presidential election.
I will tell you something. The Constitutional Court of Romania is an European-style instrument for management of elections, of all elections, parliamentary, presidential, local, etc. All the process. It is a sign of maturity of a democracy. When you have a constitutional court in the United States, we have the Supreme Court. But in Europe, we do have, in France, it's called the Cour législative, Commission législative, the legislative court. In Italy, it's a constitutional court. In other countries, this instrument is an European-style instrument for management, nothing else. Be sure that the votes are casted in a constitutional way, that nobody interferes in counting the votes, that no
fraud
took place, etc.
No dead people voted.
Right. It's like, Elon Musk found millions and millions of over 120 years old Americans.
Receiving security benefits.
Security benefits, okay. So it's a management tool. It's not an ideological or a political tool. Being a management tool, the political elite in Romania thought very well that there is no harm in appointing friendly judges of each political party. There are 3 elements. There are three parts of the Romanian statehood that are nominating judges to be members of the Constitutional Court. It's a presidency, it's a Senate, it's a Chamber of Deputies. Those are the 3 main elements that send in judges. The judges.
Do they have to be qualified? Do they have to pass an interview?
No.
Do they have to be scrutinized?
I will explain immediately. They have to be scrutinized.
PhDs?
PhD in communism, maybe. Okay, like Mr. Enache, who is an old communist hag. I don't care. Listen, like it or not, communism in Romania brought electricity in 1940s, 1950s. Like it or not.
Well, there was electricity before communism, but it was
but
not mass distributed.
It was not democratically
and
distributed.
American Thomas Edison created that.
No, but I'm just saying, okay? It's bad enough to be communist, as it's bad enough to be fascist or Nazis or whatever. But to be the president of the Constitutional Court, nominated by an ex-communist party, because the Social Democrats are the
heirs.
They're the offspring of the Communist Party in Romania. Okay. And to come to tell me that we'll look at the elections not as a manager, but as an ideological institution.
It's judiciary activism, right? Which we see everywhere.
It's even worse. Because judiciary activism in the United States was very differently defined. It's differently defined in the United States. In Romania, you have such an interesting thing. First of all, from the management tool, you become an Iranian instance, where you censor the beginning of the elections by censoring candidates. In the name of the democracy, because everything, and we have to explain that. Mihai, everything is done in the name of the democracy.
I mean, even Lenin spoke about democracy. In 1917,
hey,
it was called popular democracy.
Hey, Nazis were speaking about democracy.
Volks, yeah.
Okay, so wait a second.
Volkspartei.
In the name of the democracy, a lot of crimes were done, but that wasn't in the name of the fake democracy. Let me be very clear. So, what I am seeing in this moment is a constitutional court that, aside the fact that is announcing us that they are an Iranian instance, they are assuming this role, not written in the laws in the Constitution of Romania. The second absolute madness is that when asked in the interview, this president of the Constitutional Court, Mr. Enache, when asked in the interview, why did you decide to cancel the elections? The guy says, well, we didn't see anything else than what everyone saw, the declassified documents from the presidency, which
tell you nothing.
Do not present any proof.
It's a nothing burger.
The vice president, Vance, of the United States said it's a flimsy proof what they were using. It's flimsy. For a vice president at the level of the United States to use this word, I'm telling you as a profiler, it's a big smack on the face to the guys who wrote those reports. But I'm coming back. You ask me, who is the president of the Constitutional Court? He's an old communist hag. That's all what he is. Also, we have information, although the main intelligence directorate in Romania, the Romanian Intelligence Service, SRI, does not recognize anymore. We do have the information, and there are in the possession of some journalists the first 2 pages of the file built by the communist secret services that he was a member.
A spy. He was a spy.
A spy.
Like a snitch.
A snitch, not a spy.
A snitch. He was basically spying on others and then reporting to the Securitate.
Yes, to the secret services, the communist secret services.
And as a bureaucrat, he's also a millionaire. He made lots of money, tons of money in the past 35 years. But we don't really care.
I hope, you know what? I hope Kash Patel is going to find a lot of millionaires from the American bureaucrats. And we'll see our curse. When you have bureaucrats, public servants, having houses valued at millions.
Mansions
from $100,000 salary per year. It's like in Romania. It's our curse. All the bureaucrats in Romania are rich. Are even richer than the millionaires who have
the entrepreneurs.
The
those
capitalists.
Who work day and night, 12, 14 hours a day.
Listen, we work day and night. Me and you, we work day and night.
And we don't have a mansion.
Okay? I am in the first five analysts of Romania. I have 5 broadcasts per week, 5, one each day. I'm working 18 hours per day. I don't have a mansion. I'm not living poor. Attention, I'm not saying that I'm poor. But still, I don't have a Rolls Royce. I don't have 2,000 paintings like a general in the Romanian army.
Oh, this was the newest discovery,
The
right?
latest one.
discovery.
The latest discovery, right? The guy in charge with buying military technology from the United States, because the United States has to be said is the main seller of military technology to Romania. They are our main sellers.
And the 3-star general?
3-star generals had 2,000 paintings hidden at his girlfriend house, one of his girlfriends. He is very well known for his sexual prowess. One of his girlfriends.
He loves art.
He loves art. And he has the audacity to tell us that he's buying art since he was a child. Really? And he was all his life, listen here, all his life public servant. And in Romania, generals do not have more than $4,000 per month net salary. And half of that, those paintings are from the National Gallery. The values, the level of quality of those paintings are of a National Gallery. So, but coming back, you have the ideological aspect, you have the corruption, and you have the cancelling of the Romanian elections. Those 3 elements created in this moment in Romania an explosive situation. Aside that, or on top of that, as you wish to see it, how you wish to see it, is the American successive 2 interventions done by J.D. Vance, by the Vice President Vance.
But in the context, forgive me,
yes,
in the context of a larger, broader discussion, what is the future of the American and European alliance? Because we see the EU reacting to the speech given in Munich by J.D. Vance with a great degree of, I would say, skepticism. Lots of EU leaders were very put off by J.D. Vance. And of course, the larger question is in the context of, say, the future debates regarding Ukraine. Will the European nations, such as Poland, Romania, play a critical role in supporting Trump agenda, or will actually some of these countries, including Poland, because we will have elections in Poland 2 months from now,
yeah,
and Romania not to mention, will they basically get out of this alliance? Because this is a very serious conversation.
No,
right?
No, we are not going to get out EU. It's a stupidity. EU can be a wonderful common market if played by the rules, which is not
happening right now. Yeah.
Happening right now. Second, Poland is not playing pro-American or pro-European. Poland is Poland. Poland is, in fact, if I remember correctly, the 4th power of Europe. Romania, I think it's the
7th.
No, not the 7th, the 6th.
Yeah.
The 6th power. Poland and Romania practically surround Ukraine by borders. We have the longest border
with Ukraine. Yeah.
With Ukraine. Poland has not the shortest, but the main border on the Baltic.
Continental?
Continental. Yeah. Right, continental. We're speaking continental. And Poland is neighboring Belarusia, the Belarus, which is very important, strategic, not as a country, but as a Russian puppet against Baltics.
It's a buffer zone. Yeah.
It's a buffer zone. It's a puppet state, okay, of Russia. So when you don't invite in Paris, you Macron, you don't invite at the first meeting in Paris the 6th power of Europe and the continental power, Romania, that has the longest border, territorial land border with Ukraine, then you send a message.
You do not count.
I do not count. Why? Because Romania voted in the cancelled elections a pro-American.
Călin Georgescu.
Călin Georgescu. It's a punishment. That's very important to understand.
So you're suggesting that Paris and Berlin and London,
are punishing Romania
because the Romanian people voted for Georgescu.
not for a so-called pro-European candidate, which was a disaster, by the way.
Ah, Lasconi.
Lasconi.
She was a disaster.
I don't care.
I think she still is, but go on.
No. Let's be very serious. She got emotionally mature. She had some declarations. I loved some declarations of Lasconi in the last 2 weeks. Okay, because Europeans are coming with this little monkey, Mr. Sorry for that, Mario. Sorry if you can cut the world.
We are still a free country, and we use such vocabulary.
You see the Pavlovian instinct. You see the Pavlovian instinct.
Maybe they will edit it out. Who knows? We don't care.
We don't care. This little thing, the general mayor. Okay, the Europeans came with the general mayor of Bucharest, Nicu Șordan, which is a puppet, which is a monument of European incompetency. You want to see how European incompetency look? You use the name of Nicu Șordan. But I'm coming back.
The EU and the Americans.
EU and Americans. EU was punishing Romania for not voting, not electing a so-called pro-European. Okay?
Yeah,
candidate.
I get it. But what okay.
And now, problem is that Romanians, if Călin Georgescu if the elections would go, the original elections, right? The December elections, would be as normal as they were, because they were very normal. They were very democratic. Yeah. There was nothing inside the elections to induce the idea that someone interfered, that someone stole votes, that someone pushed people to vote with somebody against another candidate. So no.
There was no violence.
There was no. It was a normal process, a boring process, by the way.
Yeah.
No events. It was a normal democratic process. Romania, it's a democratic country. It's a mature country 35 years after the anti-communist revolution. For God's sake, in 35 years, even a human body is maturing, okay? For God's sake, there was nothing. It was boring. Okay? Nothing.
And all of a sudden,
it was 9
canceled. Judges. Yeah.
So now, problem is, Călin Georgescu would have probably 58-60% of the votes in the second round. He would be the president today. Trump would have somebody as not only close ally, but as a friend as well, because it's important in Romanian politics. It's very important to understand that we love friendship. We love friendship. We like to be friends. As a president of Romania, I like, and all the presidents like, to have personal relations with the leaders of the world. It's our style. Okay, that makes us beautiful and gracious in front of the world. Because Romania, it's a beautiful country, it's a gracious country. But I'm coming back. Probably Georgescu would have a normal number, okay, under 60%, very legal, legitimate president. 5 years, he would do good and bad. No presidents are perfect. No presidents are perfect.
Not even...
I don't know. We'll see. He has only 4 weeks. He acted perfectly until now. Perfectly. But I don't know what will happen in 3 years from now, in 2 years from now. Let's see the history. Only Jesus Christ is perfect. Okay, the Son of God. The rest were not perfect. Although I'm of his nation, you know.
That's fine.
Okay, but the problem is, now with this cancelling of the elections, with this communist leader telling us in an interview that they will assume the Iranian instance and they will cancel the participation of any candidates they deem not worthy, unfit, not worthy. Problem is that Georgescu is going 80%, which is not a democratic figure. I'm sorry, in a democracy, you don't win with 80%. You win 51, 53, 54.
60 maybe.
As I'm telling you, 60 when the population is revolted, is angry, as it is in Romania, and it was in December last year. This guy got a landslide, but he didn't win with
80%.
80%.
That's North Korea.
Okay, that's North Korea. That's communism. That's Romania of Ceausescu. So now what they built a superpower. They charge a superpower in Călin Georgescu that is also a menace for a democratic country. Because you cannot have a president with such a huge power coming to the presidential palace.
But Mr. Hartmann, listen, just for a second. Imagine Marco Rubio is looking at you, is listening to you. Imagine that Elon Musk is looking at you. Imagine that JD Vance is looking at you while we talk to each other. No, right now, on this show.
Okay.
What would be the message that you would like to send, to convey to our American partners from the Trump administration when it comes to the future of Eastern Europe, of NATO here at this border, and then, of course, the future of Romania?
I will tell Americans in this way. Except Romania on Black Sea, they have no better friend. Turkey, it's a strategic friend. Strategic
But
ally.
opportunistic.
Opportunistic as always. It's a former empire, for God's sake. No better friend, no better loyalty than Romanians. Why? It's not because of the mythical American uncle who wants to come back to Romania. No. It's because we were betrayed. The last time we were betrayed when we were not invited at the main table in Paris by Macron. That was a betrayal of Romania. That was an insult against Romania. We are invited second table at the leftovers. No, thank you. I have my own food.
Okay.
Okay. Second. So the last betrayal was there this week by Macron. So a country who is betrayed all the time. Attention, in the name of democracy. The democracy, we built it with so many sacrifices. Mihai, in that second, there is no better and loyal friend to America on the Black Sea shores than Romania. That would be the first logical analysis. The second, guys, we have Moldavia. Moldavia is our national interest. Don't forget about Moldavian nation, Moldavian, I don't know what, German
identity.
Identity. No, they're Romanians. Yes, they have 2 million Russians. Russians killed Romanians. We didn't, when we took back our Bessarabia, because Moldavia, the old historical name is Bessarabia. When we took back our territory after the First World War, we didn't kill Russians. We didn't kill Jews. We didn't kill Gypsies, as Ukrainians did.
Well, I'll have to ask you
So,
still.
Wait a second.
What is the message for the current Trump administration
Be tough.
when it comes to
Be tough. We need a tough friend. We need somebody to tell us a tough father.
But the
We need
Constitutional Court will say we don't care.
Well, then
We are
don't
gonna annul basically the name of Călin
we're
Georgescu
going
won't
to
be allowed
cancel.
to be on the ticket.
It will be Șoșoacă and Călin Georgescu.
So
will
what-
be the two.
what should-
On Șoșoacă, I can tell you,
For sure.
by principle, I'm against. But by what she's saying, her anti-Semitic, her nativist, isolationist, and
Racist, yeah.
absolutely racist declarations, I would not allow her to be near an election booth. But by principle, I cannot, in the name of the democracy, cancel her presence on the ballot. I cannot do it.
Exactly.
So it's not about I like or not a person. It's the principles. So there will be two. In that moment, United States can very simply say, hey guys, you are tampering from the beginning with the elections. We will not recognize the results of that election because you canceled the presence of the best candidate you had in Romania.
So you are suggesting very explicitly
So
right
you
now,
manipulated the results.
if they cancel the very presence of Călin Georgescu's name on
Yes,
the ticket,
on the ticket,
you
yes.
suggest that the outcome of the elections will not be legitimate, will not be legally
I think that
recognized by
would
the
be-
American nation
Listen,
or state.
Listen, if we ask Americans to fight for our security, Mihai,
To put troops on the ground.
to put their blood on my land if Russians are attacking me, with blood. Troops on the land, boots on the land means blood of those soldiers if something goes wrong. Let's not, I don't know, sugarcoat.
Yeah.
If I am asking innocent American blood to be spilled near my blood to save my country, I think America has the right to tell me I will not recognize tampering with your tampering of the elections. I think that that's the least
They can do
severe
reaction.
If I ask somebody, stay near me, fight near me, die near me, with me, for my country, then that country, that nation has the right to tell me, hey, you cannot rape, you cannot steal elections, you cannot violate principles. Hey, I'm fighting for you, but these are my principles.
So what you're saying.
So what I'm saying is that I'm expecting more and more reactions from the United States because it is in their right. If I am asking an American soldier from Ohio, from Mississippi, from Vermont, from California, Alabama, wherever, who does not know where Romania is on the map of the world, he does not need to know that. He needs to know his geography, not mine. But if I'm asking that soldier, born in democracy, born in a normal election cycle, war or peace, America had elections, to die for me, that soldier, the parents of that soldier, the family of that soldier, American soldier, has the right to tell me, what are you doing? My son is not dying.
So you're
for you stealing, cancelling, tampering with the elections. It's the least severe, attention, intervention the United States can do. Because the United States has huge instruments to punish people who are tampering with elections. And we've seen it. We've seen it all over the world. It's their right. So I want him to protect me against any Russian potential
invasion
or aggressivity. Then I need to respect his right to tell me that I'm wrong.
It takes two to tango, that's the message, and we need to respect our partnership by respecting the values of the founding fathers of the United States, which inspired generations of Romanians. Many Romanians
But there are our values as well. Did we lack communism? Did we lack Soviet occupation?
No.
What were the values, alternative values, left for us?
But even before...
The values of liberty and freedom inscribed in, by luck, inscribed in the American history. But those values are human values, are God-given values. I'm sorry.
But it's true. And that's why Romania had a very good relationship with America before communism. When
exactly.
Queen Mary, you remember?
You remember the successful visit of Queen Mary.
She was welcomed by...
Yes, by the president of that time.
I think it was Calvin Coolidge.
Yes.
He was very happy to put there a red carpet for her.
Yes.
1926, 27. And
she was with her son, the future king,
Carol II. So Romania was also
Michael.
Romania was also supported by. Do you remember Woodrow Wilson in 1918 at the Paris conference?
Yes.
So Romania has always been friends with America. It would not be an exception. That's what you're saying.
No, because it's a historical, God-given right for Romanians to be near Americans, and it is our. You know, a lot of idiots. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on. Keep going. Just feel free.
A lot of idiots are saying that it's a privilege to be friends with the United States. No, it's not a privilege. It's a right. Because their values are my values. Their revolution is my revolution. Their beliefs are my beliefs. Their God is my God.
Beautiful. But Soros is also American. Biden is also American.
Yes.
Kamala Harris is also American.
Yes.
What do you do with this?
They will cut. They will cut here.
Man, just say, Mr. Hartmann, please. Are they also Americans or not? They are.
Yes.
They are ideologically biased, of course, against nationalism, traditionalism, Christianity.
Can I be tough?
Yes.
We find traitors everywhere. You're a traitor to God-given rights when you're telling me that if I have a penis and I declare myself a woman, I'm a woman. You're a traitor to God-given values and truth. when you are telling me that I am not allowed to love my country because it's not European. It's not democratic. Oh, yes, that's democracy. Loving your nation, history, tradition, etc., etc. That's democracy. I am fighting for your right to disagree with me, but I'm not allowed in the God-given law of this planet to cut your right, to forbid you,
to cancel you,
to
annul you, to annihilate you.
Okay? So what they were doing, Obama started, in fact, Clinton started. If I, as a European, I would ask, when this
whole madness
started, I would say Clinton's.
I would say Obama.
Obama
institutionalized
it, codified it in the laws. So when you have this, let me be very clear. When you have this kind of Americans doing this kind of things like Obama, Biden, Soros, etc., USAID now, USAID, we see billions of dollars on different stupid projects. We are thinking, didn't America see the treason? Didn't God, in His Almighty, didn't see what they're doing against
their own country,
their own future? Because you have to understand this. I'm considered in Europe a liberal conservative, a progressive conservative. Yeah, because I have nothing with sexual minorities, by example. But don't come to me and say that you're you're a lamp, and I have to codify that in my behavior that you're a lamp
or a dolphin,
because I will smack your little ass, and I will say, go back to school and learn what is a human and what is an animal, or what is an inanimate object. So when you say this shit, that I hate it all the time, because I wasn't a sportsman, okay? I was chubby all my life. And I was jealous on the boys who were sportsmen.
Athletic, yeah.
Athletic. Why? Because they're stealing the girls I liked in the high school. And okay? Not that I wasn't lucky, because I was very lucky with my family I had. But the point I wanted to make is, you cannot come as a male and play against a female athlete. That's against any definition in this world. Because if you do accept this means that this table is not a table. We are not humans. And as created by God, we are humans. Yes, we have animals near us created by God, but they are animals.
But listen,
we have trees, but we have land, we have water. They are created by God, but we're humans created by God.
But the Americans, Ryan, the average Joe who's paying taxes every month or every year, the average Joe is asking himself, why did we have to pay millions and billions of dollars for the USAID programs, which then got hijacked by the Soros activists here in Eastern Europe?
Well, clearly Soros took the money.
And then the question is also, why, for instance, in a traditional place like Moldova, lots of babushkas, lots of churchgoers, lots of traditional
people.
Why is someone like a postmodern globalist like Alex Soros always going to see Maya Sandu and support the global initiative, so to speak, of the Clinton Foundation in a place like Moldova?
Laundering money from USAID?
It's money laundering? It's a money laundering operation?
It's a money laundering operation at the scale of a nation. Well, just to be clear, Americans do have to understand, Moldova, I don't think is bigger than Manhattan. Is it bigger than Manhattan?
It's something like that.
It's something like that. Just
in terms of geography, not population.
No, in terms of geography, because as population, forget it. It's a neighborhood.
It takes an hour and 20 minutes to cross the country. Yeah.
So, just to give our American audience a perspective on the country we're talking. But we're talking about at a level of a country, you can launder money because they have a national bank, they have an important bank, they have a president, they have a prime minister who can approve a lot of a lot of financial schemes. I'm hoping Kash Patel would look into those schemes, because I'm sure we'll find a lot of interesting financial schemes, kickbacks, and because kickbacks were. You cannot have millionaires in Moldavia, their annual revenue, the annual revenue of a citizen is 10% from the annual minimum income of an American citizen. You cannot have millionaires in dollars. But you have.
But in places like this, including Romania, someone like Hunter Biden made millions.
Oh, yes, without doing nothing.
Oh, yeah, just because he was basically trafficking either information or
AG
influence.
of the United States of America made millions, paid by another billionaire in Romania. A former AG, full AG of the United States made millions. Wait a second.
You mean ambassador?
AG.
Attorney General.
Attorney General of the United States.
Made millions in this country.
Yes. From Puiu Popovici.
Oh, interesting.
What interesting is well known. He wrote the report that saved him in front of the British court. The American ex-AG. Wait a second.
I knew about the money given to Hunter, but I did not know about the American AG.
Yes. A full ex-Attorney General of the United States saved a crooked billionaire from Romania.
So we have
and do you think that AG did it for friendship?
We have to tell our audience, and we thank you for joining us, and we thank you for supporting this channel. The reason why you should look at countries like Romania, Ukraine, Moldova, and other such countries, the Baltic states and so on, it's because I think oftentimes you will discover the very existence of a transnational corruption, which was very well documented in the Clintons' case, and not only that. After Kash Patel became the new czar of the FBI, we can expect some dramatic revelations. This is the last question.
I hope, but I don't. I have no idea what Kash Patel's. I'm not going to comment on his intentions. What I know is that he's one of my favorite. I have few favorites in the Trump administration, except Trump himself. But no, I wouldn't jump on prejudging what he will do. But I look to his eyes, that childish light all the time when he gets nervous. He has a specific look.
A spark.
He has a spark. And through his glasses, he has a spark. It's, you cannot...
That's going to be his torch.
Yes.
He's going to find many things.
I think that I was very attentive to his Senate confirmation hearings.
Yeah.
And what was interesting, but very interesting, was that when he got nervous, as any well-trained politician, he was very calm demeanor. He had very calm demeanor, very educated language, very educated. I thought sometimes he was a little bit arrogant against those senators who tried to, with catch me questions, with catch questions, to humiliate him. And he's a very proud man, by the way. You can see that he's a very proud man. From where you can see, and I enter in a little
parenthesis. Yeah.
Yes. From where? When he bowed in front of his father and mother. Nobody saw that. There are 4 seconds when he enters in the
Senate.
No. In the Senate hallway and the audience hallway, and he passes near his family, and he bows deeply. He touches the floor.
Wow!
In front of his father and his mother, in front of a Judeo-Christian civilization, in front of a half of the world, looking, watching.
That's very oriental.
To do that, that proves me that he's very proud. And he doesn't, attention, use this bowing as a theatrical gesture, but using it to tell America, this is whom I am. And I'm proud of that. So, coming back, that spark in his eyes is wonderful, because that tells me he's a man of steel, but also extremely educated and intelligent to know where the traps are. He's an Oriental. He will clean house there. They wouldn't even know what hit them. And he will do it with that smile, with that educated British American language, with that dictionary of very strong man who is bowing in front of his ancestors, his parents.
Honor thy father and thy mother. It's, I think, a commandment from the Decalogue, from the old book,
but it's not only Christian.
The Old Testament. Well, listen, this was a very engaging conversation, ladies and gentlemen. We thank Mr. Hartmann for his presence.
HD, as they call it.
HD Hartmann in Bucharest, one of the greatest analysts of foreign affairs in the whole country. But we are hoping that you will come back to our program, because only through this kind of discussion, dialogue, and I would say interpretation of the world, we can make Europe and America great again. Bye-bye.